she was going to do it. So, like, and now people know about it. We've already moved, changed our names. We've moved 6 times in a year because of the harassment from people saying that Nichol helped Chris Watts, from people who just want to know this case, who want to meet people, whatever. Okay? Nichol didn't kill anyone. Chris Watts, and Chris Watts alone, murdered his family. Chris Watts didn't have help. He didn't have encouragement. And we got his law. He's got lawyers. He had lawyers before. They kept contacting everybody, because he wants to talk to Nikki about the baby, okay? So he has lawyers now because they contacted a few days ago, and that's what set my mom off. My mother is 63 years old, okay, and she's mentally ill, okay? She's mentally ill, and she really can't take all this harassment and all this shit, okay? But she wanted to rebuttal what she was seeing on YouTube and all that shit, because the reason that Chris Watts agreed to do a book with Cheryl is because Cheryl was supposed to give money to Nichol. Cheryl never gave any money to Nichol or my mom or anything like that, because she got sued for plagiarism. Cheryl contacted Chris for a second book and, said she would give the money to Nichol. Chris said no, because she didn't give the money to Nichol because of what happened before, and she plagiarized the book. Then he had his new lawyers reach out again, because the lawyers, they were reaching out early from day one, and then they stopped, and then the lawyers started reaching out again, not a month ago, and then they called, and they set my mom off and all that. My mom is suing a couple of YouTube channels for all the harassment of me, her, Nikki. Nikki is suing, but we don't know. Okay, look, Chris Watts himself has written us and told us he doesn't know why he killed his family. He says that he was possessed by a demon from the house. He says that the Thrive patches were making him think demonic thoughts. Chris killed his family because he's a sick fuck. That's the reason he killed his family. It could have easily been Nikki. Well, what do you think would have happened if the plan would have worked? He would have killed her too. He took his bodies to the job, okay? He took the bodies to Anadarko. How fucking dumb can he get? He wanted to get caught. He was going to be killing. In fact, Nikki turned him in. She called the police when she seen the interview, because she said he looked like a fucking serial killer. Okay? And she thought, what if he was a serial killer? Because there was a woman missing from Brighton. But the Kessinger family did not kill anyone. Christopher Watts killed. That's it. We have, and the Watts, they'll keep reaching out because of the baby. We don't want their help. We don't want anything to do with them. Nichol has been on drugs, and Nichol has burglarized my mother's home 2 times now for drugs. Nichol doesn't have any fucking money. Nichol can't get a fucking job because of this shit. And what did she... The only thing Nichol did wrong, she had an affair with a man that was married. Nichol was not a married woman. He was a married man. That's that. He was saying he was going to leave his wife. They were separated. He said they didn't even sleep in the same rooms. You're acting like... You motherfuckers act like Nichol ruined a marriage and all this bullshit. No, she didn't. And he was already stepping outside. They were swinging. They were swingers. So, you know, they were already fucking men. So I don't even... That shit's crazy. And it's all gonna come out. And if Chris would have went to court, it all would have came out. You know? And then maybe you guys wouldn't be fucking harassing Nichol. And you would harass the people that you need to harass. If you want to know what you will call the fucking truth. Because Nichol was not involved. You need to look at the people the closest to them.
For years, the Watts case has remained one of the most discussed true crime investigations in recent history. Alongside the verified evidence uncovered by detectives, countless rumors have circulated online, with one of the most persistent claiming that Nichol Kessinger secretly had Chris Watts' baby. The story has been repeated across social media, online forums, and YouTube videos, leaving many people wondering whether there is any truth behind the allegation. But here's where it becomes important to separate documented facts from internet speculation. Throughout the official investigation, detectives reviewed thousands of pages of evidence, including phone records, text messages, financial documents, witness interviews, and digital data. Court records, investigative files, and publicly available evidence provide a detailed picture of the relationship between Chris Watts and Nichol Kessinger. However, despite years of public interest, there has never been verified evidence released by law enforcement or the courts confirming that Nichol Kessinger was pregnant with Chris Watts' child, or that they had a hidden baby together. That hasn't stopped the rumor from spreading. In fact, every few months, new social media posts and videos revive the claim, often presenting speculation as though it were established fact. Some viewers accept those stories without question, while others continue searching for evidence that simply hasn't been produced. The result is a mystery fueled more by online discussion than by documented proof. This documentary isn't about repeating sensational claims. Instead, we're examining how this rumor began, why it gained so much attention, and what investigators actually documented during one of the most scrutinized homicide investigations in modern history. By returning to the official records, we can better understand where the facts end and where speculation begins. If you enjoy respectful, evidence-based true crime documentaries that separate verified facts from internet rumors, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. In the next chapter, we'll examine the documented relationship between Chris Watts and Nichol Kessinger, review the official investigation, and explore why detectives never presented evidence supporting the hidden baby rumor despite thoroughly examining every aspect of the case. To understand why the rumor gained so much attention, it's important to begin with the relationship that investigators were actually able to document. According to publicly released investigative records, Chris Watts and Nichol Kessinger began a relationship while he was still married to Shanann Watts. Detectives recovered text messages, phone records, internet searches, and other digital evidence that established a timeline of their interactions in the weeks leading up to the murders. These records became an important part of understanding Chris Watts' personal life and possible motives during the investigation. After the murders, Nichol Kessinger voluntarily spoke with investigators on multiple occasions. She provided her phone to law enforcement, answered questions, and described the relationship from her perspective. Detectives carefully compared her statements with digital evidence, including call logs, text messages, GPS information, and other records. As with every witness in a major homicide investigation, investigators work to verify information independently rather than relying solely on interviews. Because the case received worldwide attention, many people expected every rumor circulating online to be confirmed or denied through official documents. However, despite the extensive investigation, there has never been verified evidence released by law enforcement, prosecutors, or the courts indicating that Nichol Kessinger was pregnant with Chris Watts' child, or that the two had a child together. No court filing, investigative report, or publicly available official record has substantiated that claim. Even so, the rumor continued to spread across social media and video platforms.
Thank you so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I am having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me, and I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
Some posts pointed to unrelated photographs or anonymous online comments as supposed proof, while others repeated the allegation without citing any credible source. As these stories were shared repeatedly, many viewers began assuming the claim had been established, even though no verified evidence supported it. This illustrates an important lesson in true crime reporting. High-profile cases often generate speculation that can quickly outpace the documented facts. Responsible reporting requires distinguishing between what investigators confirmed through evidence and what remains unsupported. In the Watts case, the official investigation documented many aspects of Chris Watts' relationship with Nichol Kessinger, but it did not confirm the existence of a child. If you're enjoying this evidence-based examination, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. In the next chapter, we'll explore how this rumor spread across the internet, why so many people believed it, and what investigators and publicly available records actually reveal about one of the most persistent claims surrounding the Watts case. As the years passed, the rumor about Nichol Kessinger allegedly having Chris Watts' baby took on a life of its own. It spread through YouTube videos, Facebook groups, Reddit discussions, TikTok clips, and online forums, where theories were often repeated thousands of times without any supporting evidence. Some creators presented the story as though it were an established fact, while others openly admitted they were simply speculating. Before long, many viewers struggled to distinguish between documented evidence and internet rumors. One reason the claim gained so much attention is that high-profile criminal cases naturally invite curiosity. When people feel that every question hasn't been answered, they often look for hidden explanations. In the Watts case, the public knew Chris Watts had been involved in a relationship with Nichol Kessinger before the murders, so any new rumor connected to that relationship attracted immediate interest. Unfortunately, online popularity is not the same as factual accuracy. Investigators, however, work very differently. Detectives cannot rely on anonymous posts, edited videos, or unverified screenshots. Every significant claim must be supported by evidence that can be independently confirmed. Throughout the official investigation, law enforcement examined thousands of digital records, conducted numerous interviews, reviewed financial information, analyzed phone data, and documented every major finding. Despite that extensive investigation, no publicly released evidence has confirmed that Nichol Kessinger had Chris Watts' child. This highlights an important lesson for anyone interested in true crime. A claim may be repeated thousands of times online, but repetition alone does not make it true. Responsible true crime reporting depends on court records, investigative documents, forensic evidence, and verified sources, not internet speculation. By returning to those original records, viewers can separate what investigators actually established from theories that continue to circulate years later. If you appreciate documentaries that focus on verified facts instead of internet rumors, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating carefully researched true crime content that values evidence over speculation. In the next chapter, We'll answer the central question directly by examining what investigators, court records, and publicly available documents actually say about the rumor, and why responsible reporting requires acknowledging when a widely shared claim simply isn't supported by the available evidence. After reviewing the investigation, the court records, and the publicly available evidence, the answer to the central question is surprisingly straightforward. Despite years of speculation, investigators never announced that Nichol Kessinger had Chris Watts' child, and no publicly available court document or official investigative report has confirmed the existence of a hidden baby. While the rumor continues to circulate online, it remains unsupported by verified evidence. Throughout the investigation, detectives examined nearly every aspect of Chris Watts' life leading up to the murders. They reviewed phone records, financial transactions, internet searches, text messages, witness interviews, surveillance footage, and countless digital records. Had investigators uncovered credible evidence supporting such a significant claim, it would almost certainly have become part of the official case file or later legal proceedings. To date, no such evidence has been made public.
Chris Watts, W-A-T-T-S.
What's going on right now around your house?
Right now, you got K9 units, the sheriff's department. Everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent, and see where they went. If they went on foot, they went in a car, or they went somewhere. And right now, it's just like they've been on point. They're going through the house trying to get a scent, and hopefully they can pick something up to where it's going to lead to something.
What happened? Your wife came home. Tell me what's.
She came home from the airport 2 a.m. and I left around 5:15. She was still here, and like about 12:10 in that afternoon, her friend Nicole showed up at the door. Like I had texted Shanann a few times that day, called her, say but she never got back to me. But she wasn't getting back to any of her people as well, and that's what really concerned a lot of people. Is like if she's not getting back to her, like if she doesn't get back to me, that's fine. Like she gets busy during the day, but she didn't get back to her people, which was very concerning. And Nicole called me when she was at the door, and that's when I came home. And then walked in the house, and nothing was vanished. Nothing was here. I mean, she wasn't here. The kids weren't here. Nope, nobody was here.
What's your wife's name?
Shanann, S-H-A-N-A-N-N.
What's your kids?
Bella and Celeste.
How do you spell Celeste?
C-E-L-E-S-T-E.
How old are your daughters?
4. Bella's 4. Celeste is 3.
And so, how many times did you try calling her?
I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, what's going on. Like because after I called her and texted her once, it was like maybe she was just busy. Like she had just gotten back. Like everybody's probably calling her from her trip. She just got back from Arizona, and I figured she was just busy. But when her friend showed up, that's what it was like. It registered like, all right, this isn't right.
Do you think she just took off? Do you think?
I mean, right now I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like, I hope that she's somewhere safe right now and with the kids. But I mean, could she just taken off? I don't know. But if somebody has her and they're not safe, like I want them back now. Like that's what's in my head. Like if they're safe right now, they're gonna come back. But if they're not safe right now, that's the not knowing part. Like if they're not safe, last night I had every light in the house on. I was hoping that I would just ran over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was just a traumatic night trying to be here.
I'm gonna ask some kind of tough questions about your relationship with your kids.
My kids are my life. I mean, those smiles light up my life. And there's like, I mean, last night, like during when they usually eat dinner, it was just like I miss them. Like, I mean, I miss telling them, hey, you got to eat that, or you're not gonna get your dessert, and just like you're not gonna get your snack after. I miss that. Like I miss them, cuddle up on their couches. They have like a Minnie Mouse couch and a Sophia couch that they cuddle up on and watch, Bubble Guppies or something. And it was just like, it was tearing me apart last night, and I needed that. I needed that last night, and for nobody to be here last night and to go into their rooms and know that I wasn't going to turn the rain machines on, and I know that I wasn't gonna turn their monitor on and know I wasn't gonna kiss them to bed tonight. It was that's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it. I want everybody to just come home. Like wherever they're at, come home. That's what I want.
Where was she gone for? She was on. She came back Sunday. You said that to you at night.
Yeah, because her flight got delayed from Arizona because of like other storms around the nation. So she's supposed to get home at like 11. She got home at like 1:48. She got in bed about 2.
What was she going for? Like family trip or like?
It was a Thrive direct sales. It was a local event that was down there between a bunch of leaders in the company.
And that day she was back. I mean,
I left work early that morning, like 5:15, 5:30. So like she barely gotten into bed pretty much.
And this might be a tough question, but did you guys get into an argument before she left?
It wasn't like an argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that. But I just want them back. I just want them to come back. And if they're not safe right now, that's what's tearing me apart. Because if they are safe, they're coming back. But if they're not, this has got to stop. Like somebody has to come forward.
You spoken to her family, like her parents?
Yeah, they've been in constant contact, like every hour. I mean, everybody back in North Carolina and the East Coast. I mean, from Maine to Florida.
What is her parents saying to you?
They're just like if they need to get on a flight, just let them know. Because I mean, they feel helpless right now because they're on the opposite side of the country. I mean, Colorado is. I mean, you can't just drive around and look. I mean, it's just like you wouldn't really know what you're looking for. That's what the cops pretty much told me. That first day, I was like, I want to get out and drive around. They said, you wouldn't know what to look for.
Last couple questions. What is law enforcement? What have the police or the sheriffs or your neighbors? What's police saying to you?
Right now, this is what they're doing right now is with the canines in the sense. I think this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing they've done so far because yesterday Frederick Police Department did all the searching of the house and tried to gather whatever information they could. And with the detectives, officers, and sergeants, and today it's, I mean, obviously with all the activity that's around, there's a lot going on around here, and I really hope that all this can lead to something positive.
What did your neighbors? Did they see anything? Did your neighbors see anything?
No, like the police department went door to door asking like cameras and everything, just like nothing.
And my last question, if you have any of them, so feel free to step in. My last question is, if your wife can see this, if she can watch these, what would you like to tell your wife and your kids?
Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring her back.
That's it. I can take that mic off you.
This distinction is important because true crime stories often evolve long after a case is closed. Social media allows theories to spread rapidly, and over time, repeated speculation can begin to sound like established fact. That is why responsible reporting requires returning to primary sources whenever possible. Court records, investigative documents, and verified interviews provide a much stronger foundation than anonymous online claims or viral videos. It's also worth remembering that unverified allegations can have real consequences for living people. Repeating claims without evidence can unfairly affect individuals and distract attention from the victims and the facts established during the investigation. In a case as tragic as this one, accuracy matters just as much as compelling storytelling. Separating fact from fiction is one of the most important responsibilities in true crime reporting. If you found this evidence-based examination helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It helps us continue producing carefully researched documentaries that focus on verified facts rather than speculation. And if you know someone who values thoughtful, responsible true crime content, share this video with them. In our final chapter, we'll reflect on why the Watts case continues to generate rumors years later, what viewers can learn about evaluating evidence, and why the lasting legacy of this case should always center on Shanann, Bella, Cece, and baby Nico, not on unsupported claims that remain unverified. As we conclude this documentary, perhaps the most important question isn't whether another rumor will emerge, but how we choose to evaluate the information we encounter. The Watts case has become one of the most widely discussed true crime cases in recent history, and with that attention has come an endless stream of theories, claims, and speculation. Some are grounded in official records, others are not. The responsibility of any careful researcher or viewer is to distinguish between the two. Throughout this documentary, we've examined one of the most persistent online claims, that Nichol Kessinger secretly had Chris Watts' child. After reviewing publicly available investigative records, court documents, and law enforcement findings, there remains no verified evidence supporting that allegation. That doesn't mean every question surrounding the case has been answered, but it does mean that responsible reporting should acknowledge the difference between unanswered questions and unsupported claims. This case also reminds us why evidence matters. Detectives spent months building a case using forensic science, digital records, witness interviews, surveillance footage, and other independently verifiable information. Those facts led to Chris Watts' guilty plea and conviction. Years later, that evidence remains the most reliable account of what investigators established. While rumors may continue to circulate online, they should never be presented as fact without credible supporting evidence. Most importantly, the true legacy of this case is not found in internet speculation. It belongs to Shanann Watts, Bella Watts, Celeste, Cece Watts, and baby Nico. Their lives, their memories, and the impact they had on the people who loved them deserve to remain at the center of every respectful discussion about this tragedy. By focusing on verified facts and honoring the victims with dignity, we help ensure that the conversation remains rooted in truth rather than sensationalism. Thank you for watching this evidence-based documentary. If you found this breakdown informative, please like, subscribe, and share to support more carefully researched true crime content that separates fact from fiction. Your support helps us continue creating respectful documentaries that prioritize accuracy, critical thinking, and compassion. Above all, let us continue to remember Shanann, Bella, Cece, and baby Nico for the lives they lived and the love they shared, while remaining committed to seeking truth through evidence rather than rumor.